Alright guys, this is the Vambora Helium gi. Right now I have the blue one and the white one, and they're essentially the same, and I just want to show you what this gi is all about. Okay, we'll start with the white one. So this is an A1. So as you can see, the gi features embroidered Vambora Jiu-jitsu script here. It's a very minimalistic look. It's very high contrast. Not a lot of bling from the outside, as you can see. The sleeves has an embroidered Vambora patch, embroidered patch actually. So it's a combination of different fabrics for the patch itself. The old one, the old version, used a full woven patch, which while it was decent, it wasn't as sharp, and it kind of gets all crumbled easily, especially after a wash or two. So we kind of changed it, made the key logos and design using embroidered patterns. I'm not so sure if you can see it from the video here, and the rest is made from woven patch. So it's a combination patch. It holds up well even after washes. On the opposite side, you get a full embroidered Vambora Fight Gear acronym or abbreviation, VFG, and the lion logo. Again, it's very simple, it's very clean, nothing too fancy, and got a thick EVA collar with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of stitching, a folded seam tape outside, whatever this is called. So yeah, when you open the gi up, you can see that there's a rash guard lining for the neck area. Apart from aesthetic purposes, this actually cools down the base of your neck area, where most of your head and hair sweat will eventually end up. Again, the sizing and the branding patches here, and then there's a seam tape that goes all around the inner collar. Okay, it serves as two purposes. One, it actually covers the stitching of the lapel, and of course the other one is just purely aesthetic. You got a standard armpit reinforcement, triple stitch with pearl weave, but also you have to notice that while the gi is white with dark gray contrast stitching, the reinforcement areas we elected to use a white stitch, so that kind of makes the line very, very clean looking, instead of having all garbled up threads all around the armpit area like a lot of other gis do. So again, the lower hem has a standard reinforcement to prevent ripping, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the top. Okay, so just for contrast purposes, I'm going to show you the blue one. It's exactly the same, of course, but you can see the stitching thing I was mentioning earlier. You can see the contrast stitching, which is this is a silver, dark silver contrast stitch, but in terms of the reinforcement area, you won't see the rounded thing that much, because it's using a blue thread. It just makes it's subtle, but it makes the gi look cleaner, especially from the front. Okay, so looking at the pants, I'm really proud of how the pants came out. There's really not a lot of special thing you can do with a gi, to be honest, other than stitching and cuts and subtle changes. So this is the gi pants. Not so sure if you can zoom out enough. There you go. So as you can see, the belt loop system is a little bit different, primarily because the outer loop is facing downwards. The main reason that I opted to do that is a lot of times when you tie up your gi pants, the main reason why it loses is because this part starts to slip. So by angling this one down, so essentially when you're tying your gi pants, you pull this down, you insert this two edges down, okay, and you tighten this, and you pull this down, and when you're done tying all of this up, the gap space here is so large that there's really no chance for the rope to slide back up after you have it tied up. It just hits a snag right here. And I place these two loops really close together so that when you do tie up the knots together, this kind of anchors it. So when you do a standard bunny ear loop, for example, whatever, it just stays there. Or if you really want to, you can after tying the first knot, it's up to you. You can loop it around and do whatever Boy Scout knot you want to do. It's just a lot more convenient to have it there. The pants are made of standard 10-ounce lightweight ripstop for the most part. Standard triple stitching reinforcements inside, but the center crotch area, it's a low crotch. It doesn't make you look like you're wearing a diaper. It's made of the same pearl weave as the jacket, and as you can see, the part in front, it has the reinforcement goes from the thigh area all the way down to the ankle. Because a lot of times, like the old samples that we have, the old designs that we have, the reinforcement stops here, like most gi pants. And the fact that you have a double layer and a single layer added with the extra stitches, this is the most common part where the pants rip off after, I don't know, a year or so, especially these days when a lot of people like to play spider guard, berimbolo, and whatever gi pant tugging style you want to use. This part rips really easily. So what we did was just stretch it all the way to the bottom. As you can see, there's no extra reinforcement stitching that stops the whole padding from going through. We just go straight all the way to the bottom, and we fold it over and stitch it over. And another special thing that you probably saw already, that the inner layer, a lot of gi pants, if they use ripstop or cotton, drill cotton, they use the exact same fabric outside as inside, which to me it doesn't really make that much sense because they're too thin. They don't really offer any protection, and all it really does is help the pants go a little stronger. But me being a little bit older, my knees are not as good, and so I decided to use a full pearl weave as well at the insides. And again, it goes all the way from the from the lower quadriceps above the knee all the way to the ankle. It uses this pearl weave fabric, which is the same as the gi top. This offers a tremendous amount of knee protection and rubbing protection, and in addition, it makes it really hard for your opponent to grip the pants. And it's really easy to strip the grip off because it's substantially thicker. So a lot of times it's like this, like the bottom part, when this is a double layer of ripstop. This is our double layer. So it's almost 4 times as thick as a regular gi pants at the bottom part, where it counts. So yeah, so there's the Helium gi. Comes in blue, white, and black. They're competition ready. They're competition compliant, I guess, because also the gi pants. I'm sorry, forgot. There's really not much in design. I just want to keep it simple, except for the embroidered side panel on the left leg. Okay, it's very clean, it's very sharp, and that's it. So for sure, Helium gi comes with black, blue, and white. Sizes are A0 to A3. We have A1L in between. They're going on fast pretty much right now. We have a limited number of women's sizes as well, if you guys are interested. So yeah, they're tailored cut to fit Asian body types more. The jackets have slightly hold on. The jackets are slightly narrow by the chest, and it doesn't flare out too much as well. It's not super tight fitting, but yeah, test it out yourself, and go to VamboraBJJ.com if you want to get a set. It's $169.99 retail Singapore dollars. Oh, I forgot to mention, with the sleeves for the jacket, for example, again, I'll use the blue one for contrast purposes. The sleeves are folded over by over an inch, okay? And if you flip it over, you can see that this is actually made of, it's not just the folded over pearl weave. We got a folded over pearl weave, and we stitched a, hold on, let me switch to macro. Okay, there we go. Alright. So yeah, so it actually has a layer of ripstop plus the seam tape. And so when you notice, when somebody tries to grab you, you're going to be grabbing 4 layers of fabric, and it's going to be pretty easy to rip as well. But in terms of durability, you have multiple layers of protection of stitching before 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of stitching on the sleeve itself. Alright, so there you go. The blue one and the black one has a silver contrast stitch, while the white one has a black contrast stitch. So this is the Vambora Helium gi. Hope you like it, and thank you very much.